Hello, everyone. I hope I'm clearly audible to everyone. So, a very good afternoon to all. I hope you all are doing well. So, those whosoever is watching me, can you guys confirm to me in the very first put that whether I am clearly audible and visible to everyone or not? So that we can start our live session. I'll wait for a few minutes so that everyone will join here and those who really want to join the live part. And then maybe we will start our today's objective. Okay. Uh, yes, ma'am, you are audible. Thank you so much, Ashish, for the confirmation. So, in the meanwhile, I'm just taking the questions of the students who are giving me in the chat window. So, if anyone is having any sort of question who really wants to ask from me, they can ask from me. We'll wait for I think few minutes, like 4 5 minutes, and then maybe we'll start the objective of today's session, right? Hey ma'am, where can I solve the problem related to NumPy and Pandas? And please give me guidance to crack good package companies or cracking interviews or internships, which kind of concepts which I usually do daily. First of all, your first question: which problem you can solve to have a good command or expertise over NumPy and Pandas? It's not like you have to solve some specific problems with respect to that. I always prefer the documentation. You can go and check it out that what are the different kind of functions that we have. Even I am planning to conduct maybe the live or the recorded video. I am not sure about that with respect to the NumPy and Pandas because there are so many requests coming up. They really want me to in a complete nutshell maybe of to half an hour to 1 hour of session of NumPy and specifically for Pandas, and I'm planning to do so as well. So please wait for maybe next week, or by next to next week I'll for sure either come live, or either I'll try to teach on the recorded mode, or maybe you can give me a suggestion in the chat window or in the comment section. Whatever you guys will say, accordingly we can move ahead, and then maybe you will get a better clarity that how basically you need to get a concept of NumPy and Pandas, because I also believe these two are very very important packages, and I believe that everyone should have a very good fundamental knowledge about these concepts. It's not difficult, it's very easy. I just have to show you that how you have to study these things, right? There is nothing as such problems that you have to solve. You just need to know the functions and how you can utilize those functions that I'll talk about in those sessions. Okay, I hope that will help you. Apart from this, he said that how he can crack good package companies. I have already created so many videos about the same thing. See, with respect to the good product based companies, the very first round is of DSA round. So make sure that you already have watched my playlist of DSA using Python. If you are specifically in data science domain, I believe that DSA using Python is a good to go playlist. And after that, your first round will be sorted. After that, the second important thing is that you have to make sure is that you will create a good projects with respect to data science domain. I am considering that you want to apply for data scientist position or data analyst position. So if you really want to go in a data domain with respect to any domain like data engineering, data scientist, data analyst, so the important thing is the projects for which the discussion will happen in the upcoming interview rounds. So make sure that you will have a very good understanding for that part, right? uh is Kaggle is a freelancing platform? Yes, it's a freelancing, you can say. I'll talk about this in a meanwhile. Okay. uh have you left PW? No, it's not like that. I'm working there. Who said you? This is not happening. uh so modules are divided and there are several mentors. It's not only me. मैं ही नहीं हूँ सिर्फ, right? There are other mentors also, and there are other tasks also which I supposed to do. So I didn't left as of now any company. Okay. Today's session taken by any other experts? No, I'm just trying to explore about the Kaggle only, and I'll try to talk about how basically we will be able to use this platform a lot, because there are so many people who used to ask to me that okay, in DSA, you used to say that, we will be having a lead code platform. But what about data scientist people? How will they prepare the concepts? How will they able to upskill themselves? So today I'll talk about the specific of data science part, not the DSA part. Okay. I hope everyone whosoever is watching me here knows that with respect to DSA, I really appreciate the lead code platform. And I have come several number of times to solve the questions on lead code as well. But today I believe that, because apart from that DSA part, everyone knows that we required a good expertise over other concepts also, right? And that's where, because my genre is on AI as well, so I really want to talk about one of the very amazing platform which I really feel everyone should know, at least if you are a student, if you are in a you if you're doing bachelor's or the masters, because you have the time, right? Once you will go to the industry, it might be the case that you are very much busy with your schedule of office work and doing other stuffs. But if there are people, because I know that audience of mine is also very youngsters, people who are currently doing their bachelors or their masters. For them, I am specifically saying that this platform is a game changer for you all, because you have a time, and you can, if you can spend this time on this platform, it will really help you to get a very good command and expertise over the data science concepts. I already see the video on how to read a research paper, but ma'am, as a fresher, it's a bit of confusing how to implement a paper on a project. Okay, so basically, it's not like that you have to implement a paper first of all. There are so many papers that we have. First of all, try to find out that which particular paper is in sync with what you really want to achieve. Okay, for every paper there is no need to directly jump towards the implementation part. If you will scan 10 papers or 20 papers, out of those only one paper is of you, which really you want, which really is helpful for you. First of all, you have to learn the technique of proper filtering out the research papers. After that, if you will be able to find out one or two papers which you really feel is really helpful for you to do the analysis that you are trying to talk about, try to see the readme file, what are the steps they're really mentioning. And I believe author usually have the mention their email ID as well. If you feel at any point of time in terms of implementation that this part is not what he or she is getting the output, or what the author is getting versus what you are getting is different, you can give it a try. You can maybe search on a LinkedIn, or maybe you can try to mail them out. And if a person is having a time, I believe that he or she will definitely mail you back. But again, there is a way to mail someone, there is a way to approach to some other person. I always feel like that maximum students here are not even aware that how basically we need to approach towards other people for a help. Always mention at the spot where you are missing. Okay, don't don't say that, okay, I don't understand anything, please try to tell me what you are doing here. Then no one will respond you back. But if you will ask some question to the point that I have tried this, that's the issue I am facing, to the point, if you will talk, I believe that if the person is some generous person, he or she will definitely mail you back. Okay. Sometimes your video got stuck. It might be maybe due to the internet issue, but as far as my audio is coming up, please make sure that you will be able to understand the stuff which I am saying. Okay. You have IT experienced followers as well, I know, and I'm one among them. But all your teaching are really new to me. Thank you so much. I believe, with respect to every video, you will be able to get something new. That's the real objective, right? If you know something, and that's what you are learning from these videos, also, then it doesn't make sense, right? You will also not feel motivated to watch the upcoming videos. So that's good. So let me try to now share the screen, okay? Let me try to share my screen, and do let me know whether my screen is visible or not. Is my screen is visible to everyone? Is my screen is visible to everyone? So now we are starting our today's session. Okay. And be very much focused in this session with respect to whatever things I am saying here. I haven't covered up in this much detail about the platform of Kaggle, and the objective of this session is really to talk about that how basically you can utilize this platform to upgrade your data science skill set. Because as I already told you that there are so many questions which people usually ask with respect to that. Okay, you are saying that in order to crack big companies, for DSLE code is there, but what about the people who are specifically in data science domain? So this session is specifically for them. So this is the disclaimer of this session. Okay. So let's get started. I hope everyone is ready with me. Shall we start now? Is it a good time? Yes? Shall we start? Okay, perfect. So first of all, here if you will observe, if you will type just kaggle.com on the system, this is what you will be able to get. Okay. If you already have not an account, or if you didn't sign in, if you didn't register it, this is how, because I have opened in my incognito tab, that's how it will look like, because I already have a account in that. So I really want to open in the incognito tab. So this is how the screen will look like. Now, if suppose you're very new to this platform, what you can do is you just need to sign in. You can register it via Google as well. You must have your email ID saved in your account. So you can use any of your personal email ID to get started with the Kaggle account. Now, let me go back and we'll try to share few interesting insights. When you will go to this platform, you will find out. If you will see why this platform is quite famous, what's the beauty about this platform, and why, if you will observe, many people who are from data science domain are looking for this Kaggle platform. I don't think that apart from Kaggle, uh, there is a very name and fame of any other platform, and there is a reason behind that. If you will observe here, you can list it here, use over 50,000 public data sets. That's one of the beauty. In this particular platform, 50,000 public data sets are available. Can you imagine? The data is huge. And in terms of every particular domain, whether you are talking about finance domain, whether you are dealing with a healthcare domain, whether you are dealing with any other sector, you will find out almost all the data sets is available here publicly. And the next important beauty is that almost 4 lakh public notebooks are available to conquer any analysis in no time. That's the second important beautiful thing which I really found in this platform, which was not and which is not there in any other platform. That's why it is really appreciable as per the people like us who really want to do something great in the AI or in the data science domain. So here, if you will observe, 4 lakh people already have made their notebook public. Today, I'll talk about that. What is the meaning of a public and private, and how you can make it as public notebook, where other people can also see our code and will try to see the results. Will try to see the illustrations. Will try to see that how the other people are doing the analysis all over the world, right? So almost 4 lakh public notebooks are there. I usually say, even in DSA also, the same thing I usually say, that it's okay, it's okay whenever you are writing something, you're writing some code, you're doing some logic building, that's completely fine. But some people usually think that looking into the other people code is a sin. No, it's not like that. If you will look into the other people's code, you will also able to get some beautiful insights from that as well, which maybe you don't know, which maybe you haven't applied. So having this much public notebooks is again a very crucial thing and very amazing, interesting thing from which we will be able to understand so many things which maybe we don't know. And when I'm talking about data science domain, this is what I feel from past few years when I entered this domain, that there is so much, this domain is so vast, that there is always a scope of learning. I don't feel that there is anyone who can say that, okay, I know everything in this domain. I'm having every particular knowledge about this domain. This is so vast. So if we will be able to see the other people code in terms of whatever project you are doing, then I believe definitely you will be able to get something interesting which you was not aware of previously. So that's again another amazing thing, right? So now I hope that everyone whosoever is not having even an account as well, they will also able to sign in or register with their email ID. So now what I will do is I'll try to open this platform in my system. So I'll just open that, and it is already because it is already I already have an account, so it is not asking me any other thing. But if you are new to this account, maybe it will ask some terms and conditions. You just need to agree it, and you can just uh, click on OK, and now then the account will get opened up. Okay, perfect. Now here, if you will see on the left side of my screen, there is a very few things which you can see. One is home, for which there is everything which you can see. After that, there is a competitions. So let's talk about this particular thing at the very first thing. Why some student in the few minutes back asked to me that, is this freelancing platform as well? So I said yes. Why? Because in this platform there are so many competitions which are going on. You can see there are so many active competitions which are there, right? And for every competition there is a chance to win some amount, and that is a big amount in terms of dollars, if you will talk about, right? For example, Google American Sign Language finger spelling 2023 Kaggle AI report predict student performance from this and this, right? Google research, binary classification of machine failures, Titanic machine learning from disaster, house prices advanced regression. So there are so many competitions which are going on. So someone is saying my audio is talking. Is that so? Is my audio is clear or not? Is my audio is clear? Can anyone confirm to me? Is my audio is clear to everyone? Okay, perfect. So there are so many competitions that we have. So here, suppose if I'll go to maybe house prices advanced regression, you can see all the things. For example, what is this complete problem statement all about? A complete description is there. House prices advanced regression techniques, where we need to predict the sales price and practice feature engineering, RS, and gradient boosting. Here, if you will see, the beauty is that with respect to every competition, a data is also given. Now here, if you will observe, you will always have in this Kaggle platform two files separately. One is a training file, CSV file, and another one is a testing file. Now, what will happen is, obviously, a data description.txt file will contain the description of your dataset, whatever columns you have. And now, whenever you will be able to generate the output, that will be a submission file that you have to upload it. So with the help of the submission file, you will be able to get a ranking, and that you can see in this leaderboard. So for every competition, there will be a leaderboard where on the basis of the score, whatever score you are getting, you will be having the team name, what is the score that you're getting, and what is the position that you are holding as of now. So there are so many people who are competing in this competition. Depending upon the submission file, the predictions that you're getting, automatically this particular platform will be able to generate the score of yours with respect to the final submission file that you have made, and accordingly your ranking will come. Okay, after that there is a complete code of other people which you can refer as well. For example, you can see that house prices prediction using TF-IDF, feature engineering for house prices. That's what I was talking about, that it's not only about what we are writing and how basically we are achieving the results. It's not only about that. If you're doing like that, okay, all those stuffs you know, but how basically we can upskill ourselves on this platform is via utilizing the concepts what other peoples are using, other people are using. And maybe there might be some things which you are not aware about. There definitely you will be able to get that concepts as well. So what you can do, you can try to explore on top of that, that okay, he or she is applying this kind of a technique, is that worth it applying? If you feel like yes, then maybe you can again try to write down a code, try to do the more better EDA part, and then again try to generate the score, again try to do the submission, again try to see that how much ranking you will be able to get. And this process keeps on moving. uh, I remember this is you know I think 2 or 3 years back, you can say that when I was having an IIT Hyderabad, the subject of foundations of machine learning. So at that point of time, the good thing in IITs is that they usually give a very good kind of assignments, and that's what I usually always appreciate. So all the competitions they used to conduct on this Kaggle platform, and that's where I encountered this platform for the first time. Although I was aware about this platform before as well, but when I joined my master's program in IIT Hyderabad, that's where I got a chance to be aware about more about this particular platform, and I would be able to see the more interesting and insightful things inside this platform. All the competitions with respect to the foundations of machine learning course that I had in my first semester, I believe, as far as I remember, all the competitions are there on this platform, and on the basis of that only we would be able to get the grades. Okay, so basically anyone can launch a competition as well, and that's where I think those people used to launch the competition on this platform, and we students used to compete with each other. A very amazing way, again, with respect to teaching the students as well. So this is a complete code where you will be able to get that okay, how basically I can get an idea, a new thing. After that, suppose you're stuck somewhere, suppose you won't be able to get something, suppose you have some thought but you really want to share, and you really want to see the insights what other people will say about that particular thought. So what you can do is you can write in the discussion form, and this community is so much active. Even whatever things I have explored so far, I can't say that I have explored so much, because after that I got the job and I didn't get the time nowadays to explore so much inside this platform. But whatever things I have done prior to that, I got the responses. So I believe that the community of this Kaggle platform is also very much active. You can use that if you are having a very good amount of time and you really want to upskill yourself in this particular domain. And do let me know that whether you are also experiencing the same thing which I have shared you with you all or not. Okay, after that I already have talked about the leaderboard. Here, once you will submit the submission file, you will be able to get a rank. Accordingly, your team will be there. And finally, there are rules and regulations of this particular competition to join. That's something which you can clearly understood after reading it out. That's something which every competition contains. So there is an overview, there is a data set which is given to you, there is a code file of others, discussion forum where you can go and check it out, and then the leaderboard where the ranking will be there, and then there are rules and regulations. So you can go and you can check it out after this particular session will get over. I'll try to just as of now explain to you that what are the stuffs you need to explore after the session. Okay, after that, if you will see, this is again another real beauty which I used to talk about. With respect to every domain, whatever you will explore here, you will be having a data set. If suppose you are working, maybe not in Kaggle part, I am saying, suppose you are working in some healthcare domain and you're looking for a public data set, it's again a very good way to maybe search for it, maybe explore the data set here because it is publicly available and it's an open source. You can use that in your project also to train your model. Okay, I have also used it for my one of the healthcare project. And for example, I want to search for COVID data set, and here you can see that there is a complete list of COVID-19 dataset coming up. And according now, again, you have to check it out. There are 2066 dataset which is available. You have to check it out and you have to fine tune this dataset according to your own problem. It's not like that you can use any of the random data. You have to check it out that okay, what's the problem statement that you are trying to solve in the healthcare, and accordingly is the dataset which is available on the Kaggle platform is in a sync of what you really want to achieve. So again, it's kind of a research paper thing which I have talked about few minutes back, that there might be multiple research papers available and you feel like all these are helpful, but at the end of the day, when you will do the proper research, only 2 or 3 research papers are helpful for you. Same thing will happen here. When you will search for a keyword, you will be able to get a huge amount of public data set, but it's not like that every data set you have in this platform will be useful for your purpose. But yes, you can use that if you feel like that, whatever target you want to achieve. For that, if you will increase the model data set, it will be really helpful to train your model. It will be really helpful to increase the efficiency of your model. Specifically in healthcare I'm talking about, because in healthcare it's quite difficult to get I would say completely labeled data. It's very easy to get a labeled data in other sectors, as far as what I have experienced, because my complete thesis was on healthcare dataset, and I felt very trouble in that particular perspective. So you can try to see this particular datasets with respect to this domain also in this particular platform, right? After that, this is a blog where people used to write it down. Okay, in this way you can host a competition. That's what I was talking about. I'm just looking for the things which I really want to talk about here. Apart from this, models are there, code files are there, where you can see that what is your work, what are the code files which is there, model explainability where you can view. Okay, this is the last thing which I want to talk about here. After that, I'll try to talk about that how basically we can create a new Kaggle notebook and we can utilize that. Okay, but before that, I want to explore the left side first, whatever important fields are there, which I really want everyone to know, and then we will move to the next part of our today's session. Okay, so this is the progression part which I really want to share with you all. Okay, if I'll go to this progression part, you can see initially when you register you are in the novice. After that you will become contributor. Once you will be able to start contributing and make your uh, submission file and the code file public. After that, these are the prerequisites required in order to become an expert. These are the prerequisites required in order to get a master level. These are the prerequisites required in order to move towards the grandmaster level. Now on LinkedIn, if you will go on LinkedIn profile, if you will go, some people in their heading after their name, you will observe that have written that they are maybe master in Kaggle. They are having a achievement of grandmaster in a Kaggle, and that's a good achievement. I'm not saying that that's something which is very bad to write. That's a very good achievement. Everyone is not expert, everyone is not master, everyone is not grandmaster, right? I just forget the name of a person. There was someone, let me just, his channel is also there, and I used to initially watch him a lot. Yeah, Abhishek Thakur. So he's also grandmaster. If you can go and check it out, his YouTube channel. He also used to create a lot many videos. He already have created as well on the Kaggle platform, that how we can use that platform to utilize that. I remember at my time when I was very new to this platform, I referred his videos where he used to create a lot more stuffs and he used to do a lot more coding on this platform of Kaggle. And I think he's a holding a position of grandmaster as well. So again, it's a very good reputed position, because he or she, if mentioning that he is having a grandmaster thing, it means 5 gold medals, this many data sets, this many notebooks, this many discussions he will be able to capture, right? So again, it's a very good position. So if you have time, if you have energy, if you really want to invest in this, this is a very good source. I would really appreciate everyone that at least if you are in a college, and if I am pretty sure that if you're in a college, you must have the time. Please try to spend your all your time if you really want to become a good data scientist in this. You will never ever regret this. And I'm saying you will be thankful after this session, that okay, if you will obviously follow this particular thing, that you will spend most of your time on this particular platform, you will be able to get a lot many beautiful things which you will not able to get from any of the YouTube video. Because when we write some code, when we write to do the research on your on our own, then we will be able to get a very beautiful things which we will not able to get when we are learning from someone else, or maybe from our professors, maybe from our industry, maybe from our YouTube videos. Self study is something which no one can beat. That's what I believe, right? Now let's move ahead to the next important point. I believe until so far everything is clear. So here I have covered up until so far what are the important things that you should know on the left hand side of the part. Is it clear to everyone? Shall I move ahead towards now the uh, notebook part of Kaggle? I'll try to take one data set and will try to show you some sort of EDA, so that it's a starting point for you all, that how you can create your own new notebook and how you can write a code as well. Again, that's a very important thing if I am talking about a Kaggle platform. So shall I start? Is there any query in between? If you have, please you can write in the chat window. I'm looking into that. After that, I will start with the next important part. So shall I start, or do you have any sort of queries? Anyone? The objective of doing these things live is that I can get the queries live itself, right? So please ask me the doubts if you have at any point of time in the chat window. Otherwise, we can start. Okay, so fine, we can start then. So here you can see a option of create a new notebook. You can click on that. Once you have done this, you will be able to get this kind of a empty notebook. Okay. Now what you can do, maybe I can try to rename this notebook as maybe Kaggle webinar. That's it. Okay. And maybe let me remove this as well. So here, this is a kind of a Jupyter notebook, which I believe everyone must have used uh, at any point of your time if you are in this domain. Or you can relate it to a Google Colab, which I very frequently use in many of the YouTube lives as well, right? That kind of notebook you can also work in this Kaggle platform as well. Again, open source, you can use it. Even you will be able to have access of GPUs also, like the way we usually have in the Google Colab as well. So if you are not having a good system, which as a student maybe you don't have, so at that point of time I believe this is a good platform to work on, right? So this is how basically you can create a new notebook. Now how basically we can work in this? Suppose you want to add your own data, you can upload a file. For example, there is an option, you can browse it, and wherever you want to upload you can upload it. Okay, but maybe I really don't want to upload any new data here. I want to add data from the available datasets available in the Kaggle platform itself. Okay, suppose I want to add a fit base case study here. So what I can do is I can just click on this, and I think it is added. Let me check. Yes. If you can see in the input part, now the file is added. So what I have used is, what I have just now said is that either you can add your own data. If you have, you can upload a data. There is an option of upload button. I hope everyone can see my cursor. Or you can add the data, whatever data is available on this platform also, by clicking on this add data. For example, as of now I have added a Fitbit data, which is, I think, everyone must have used, or maybe if someone have not used, it's completely fine. I'll show you what is there inside this data. Okay, now in order to do any of the part of a EDA, I believe there are two important packages that is very much important. Anyone can tell me what is that? Just now in the initial session we have talked about pandas and numpy. So what I can do here is, maybe first of all I'll try to import, but before that you can do all the operations that you usually do in Python programming language. For example, if I'll say print, maybe this is my new Kaggle project. So whatever operations you can do here, all the operations of Python programming, you can write the code here as well. Okay. So it might take some time. Let it run. Meanwhile, if you will go to the right side of my screen, just focus on the right side of the screen where the dataset is there. Let me talk about few more things in the meanwhile it is running on. Here, if you will observe, there is an option of language. Now, you all know that as a data scientist, either we are working preferably with Python or R. Usually, the people who are from the stats background or who are really looking for the analysis of the data part, that usually prefers R programming as comparable to Python. But yeah, you can use any one of them. Python is something I have also used R programming in my college days only. After that, I didn't get a chance to work upon this language, but I find Python preferably for me as comparable to R. But whatever people I have encountered who are in the mathematical domain, they always use R programming language because they usually find it more easier, having more packages with respect to the analysis part. That's the reason. Okay. After that, let's moving ahead. Here you can see that there is an option of accelerator, which I really want to talk about. So here, if you will see, by default, it is none. Similar to, do you remember the collab file which we usually use? There also we by default have a none. Now you can extend it into any of the GPUs like P4, P100, VM338, any of them. As of now, I'm making it default as none only. But if suppose your data size is too huge, you can also try to make it to GPUs as well. Okay. Now maybe let me try to first of all, so you can see the output is there. So all the normal Python operations you can do on this platform as well. So let me just try to import the packages here. Maybe import pandas as pd, import numpy as np, right? And now I want to read the data. So what I will say, data is equals to, I hope everyone knows, to read any data, what we can do is we can do read underscore csv, and here we can mention the csv file, the path of that. So now what is the path? What I have done is I have just copied this particular first file, which is activity.csv. Okay. Now here I can show you the topmost 5 records here by using the head function. So here you can see that this particular file contains the topmost 5 records. Now all these columns are there. If you will observe, it's kind of a regression problem where given these many features that we have, if the problem is like that, you need to predict that how many calories you have burned. Okay. So given these many features, if the prediction is that how many calories you have burned is the problem statement. So this is the kind of a data which is given to me. Now if suppose I really want to check what are the columns of the features that I have, so what I can do is, I hope everyone knows, we can say data.columns. With the help of this, we will be able to get all the columns that we have. For example, id, activity date, total steps, total distance, tracker distance, and so on, right? If I really want to check what is the data type of each and every particular feature that we have, then again you can take it out. For example, id is of integer type, activity date is of object type, remaining are of integer and float type, right? If I really want to check it out, what is the shape of my data set, means how many number of records are there, how many number of features are there, how many number of columns are there, again we can check it out via shape feature. Here you can see that we will be having 457 number of rows and 15 number of columns, out of which the last column is the target value, which is the calories. I hope it is clear to everyone. Any doubt until so far? So whatsoever operations we can do in the Google Colab or in the Jupyter Notebook, all the similar operations you can do here as well. Now, suppose I want to see the complete profile of my this data set. So you need to import pandas profiling here, right? And after that, you can say data dot profile underscore report. Once you do this, a complete profile of this dataset will be, you will be able to get that. So meanwhile it is running on, is there any doubt until so far? So whatever EDA you usually do in your collab file, in your notebook file, Jupyter notebook file, all those same steps you can do here as well. Here you can see, you can easily able to see that you can, if you at any point of time you want to stop the session, you can stop that, you can reset that, you can restart that, all the options. Even you can upgrade this to Google Cloud AI notebooks as well, right? How much RAM you are using, how much CPU is using, everything is available on the top head. I hope it is quite easy to use, and everyone must have used this in, not maybe on this platform, but in other platforms like Jupyter Notebook and Google Colab. So in future, if you really want to work on the data set, you can also utilize this platform itself in order to get the analysis part. So now the report will be generated in a few minutes. So this profile report will be automatically give you the complete stats analysis, complete how many missing values are there. Everything report will be able to, you will be able to get with the help of this pandas profiling. I hope maximum students are aware of, but for those who are not really aware of, I'm talking about for those students. It's very useful feature, and you will see that now a complete report will come. Can you see that? So here if you will see, this is the overview where how many number of variables are there? 15. How many number of observations are there? 457. How many missing cells are there? 0. Means there is no missing values are there in this. How much is the numeric data? It's 14. Categorical data? Only 1. Now here if you can see, you can select a column. With respect to every column, you can check it out, its distinct values, missing values, right? The graphs with respect to that, the correlation coefficient. I hope everyone is aware about all these things. I have covered up in stats for data science playlist on my channel. You can refer it out if you really want to check. So all these mathematical statistical analysis which we really do via the implementation, you will be easily able to get via this profile report very easily. So with respect to any feature, how many missing values are there, the sample which are there, right? So this is about the, I believe, activity date. For example, I really want to see for the maybe very active distance. So again, you can see high correlation, zeros, distinct values, how many are there, what are the missing values. Again, the graph. If you really want to see, you can see that more details part, you can just click on this more details part and you can check it out. What is the minimum value? What is the fifth percentile? What is Q1? What is median? What is Q3? All these terms I'm not illustrating here because I already have covered up in my playlist. But yes, what I'm saying is everything you will be able to get in one go. Now, the same thing you can easily able to make as well via the matplotlib and the seaborn packages, which I already have discussed in my separate videos with respect to the diabetes data. You can refer it out in my machine learning playlist. There is one video by the name of a EDA where I have performed live implementation on diabetic data. The same thing you can perform here as well. So I'm not repeating that aspect, but yes, that's the real thing which I really want to talk about. Now, what you can do is, if you want, you can save this work. You can save this work, right? Once you will save this work on your home page, I'll show you on your home page, the work which you have done so far will be automatically get saved. So what you can do is you can save this work, right? And just click on the save button. So I don't want to save it again. So this is the uh, way to save this particular collab file, this notebook file. Now if I really want to share this is what I want to talk about. Now, while a sharing part, there are two options that we have, private and the public, as the name itself suggests. Just like in GitHub, we have the option of making a private repository and making it public. So private means that only I can see this notebook. I can't share this particular notebook to any other person. If there's some confidential issues, you can do like that. But usually, if you really want to say that okay, you have done some amazing work and you want to do the contributions to in the community part, then you can make it public and again you can save it again. Make sense? So this is the public URL that you will be able to get, which you can share with your friend as well. If suppose you are working in a team and you really want to share your code, you will be able to get the link as well, and you can open this link. Anyone can open this link and they will be able to get your work automatically. Now if I'll again go back to the home page, let me leave this, and if I'll go to the notebooks part, now if I'll go back, can you see Kaggle underscore webinar? So if you will save only, then it will appear. If you will not save your work, this particular part will not appear in uh, your work part. For example, shared with you, how many people have shared the file with me, this will come here. How many things you have bookmarked, this will come here. Whatever notebook files that you have saved and make it public, this will come here. Even the private will also, but the only difference is that in the private no one can see your work, but in public everyone can see. Just by sharing the URL, you can make sure that everyone can see your work. Is this clear to everyone? So this is how basically, this is the basic things which I believe everyone should know. Apart from this, so there are so many things which you can do apart from this. You can join the competitions, but yeah, for the starting point, this is the fundamental which I really want to talk about in this particular session. Now if you have any sort of doubt, to if you have anything to ask from me, you can ask from me. So if I'll just open this, you will be able to see all my work is saved. Whatever things I have just now talked about, everything is there in this particular notebook. Yes, anyone is having any doubt with respect to whatever things I have talked about here? Will you be able to, those who don't have a profile or who didn't even work on this platform, now will you be able to work on this platform after this session? Still, if you guys are facing any sort of trouble while working on this platform, while looking into the code of others, you can write everything in the comment section, because obviously the live session is of limited time. But if you will just observe the comment section, I usually read all the comments and respond you guys back if there is something you will ask from me. Okay, if you feel like that there is something uh, which is troubling you, where you will not able to get an idea what to do, you can ask from me. But before that, I think I have completely explained in such a way that it will be clear even for those people who don't have a profile. I have started from a very scratch, from where how to create a profile. Why this platform is very much famous, because of the dataset and because of the public notebooks that they have. After that, we have talked about competitions. We have talked about the amazing datasets which are available. We have talked about the progression, that how the progression is made up from novice to the grandmaster. We have talked about how we can create a Kaggle notebook. We have talked about how we will be able to add our own custom data or a Kaggle data. After that, we have talked about how we can start working on a Kaggle notebook, and we'll do the EDA, exploratory data analysis, on top of that. I hope this session was very insightful for everyone. Now, if you don't have any issue, I can wrap up the today's session as well. Um, the session is very useful for me. I'm yet to create my profile. That's the real target of this particular live sessions. And I'll for sure come up with very soon new amazing live. I'm planning to conduct one more master class on SQL, structured query language, for which I'm getting a lot more demand nowadays. So I'm planning to do that as well. I'll let you know. Please do connect with me via LinkedIn, and please make sure that you will subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification icon as well, so that whenever I used to usually what I do is, one day back only I used to make it a premiere, so you will get a notification automatically if I missed due to my hectic schedule, mentioning in the LinkedIn post or in the community as well. You will not able to miss if you will be connected with me. Okay, so please make sure and do hit like button. Make sure that you will write in the comment section what things you have learned from this session, so that it will be helpful for other people who didn't join the session as well, that they will be able to get a brief key points out of this session, right? So I think we are good to go, right? It's been 50 minutes, and thank you so much for listening me out, and be always there with me in the live sessions. It really means a lot to me. And bye bye everyone, happy learning to all. I'll see you all very soon.